So, hello and welcome everybody to Power Burst number 28. My name is Tara Gretton, and this is my wonderful friend and colleague, Vicky Essebag.
Hello.
So, September is upon us, and the sun is actually shining today, and the school terms are in most countries now are back after the summer break. So Vicky and I were talking about the beginning of school years, the beginning of a new school year, and we were thinking, with the wealth of experience that Vicky has from working as a school leader in schools in Canada, that it would be really wonderful to find out more from her. And so the first question that we're going to have a sort of series of power bursts about schools. So this is the first of that series. And yeah, I have a question for Vicky. So Vicky, thinking about your experience as a vice principal, as a school leader, and really thinking about how you approached the new school year and what you found that worked in relation to communication, relation spaces. So generally how we interact with each other in the school environment. What would be your best hopes for schools going back or starting the new year?
Thanks, Tara. Yeah, for me, at the beginning of the school year, what we want to be doing is prioritizing well-being. And for me, prioritizing well-being means essentially building relationship, because we know that when we build relationship, people feel better. They feel included, they feel safe, they feel valued. So, there's this wonderful book. In fact, they developed a full program, and the names of the authors are Tranter, Carson, and Boland. And the book is called The Third Path. And so we know that there are two distinct paths in schools. One is the achievement path, the academic achievement path. And we work very hard in schools to address that. And then there's the other path that we all are working on, and it's well-being. And what these authors are saying is we need to have a third path, and that's where we interconnect the two. And so that everything we do in our school, in our classrooms, to help students succeed is interwoven with well-being. So that when we plan our lessons, when we plan our programs, well-being is top of mind, right? How are we going to present our curriculum so that it's accessible? How are we going to help students to learn in a healthy way where they feel that they want to be there to learn because it's a safe and welcoming space? And the same thing with our staff. How are we going to encourage those kinds of relationships with our staff? So when I speak to relationship building, what I'm really talking about is communication. How are we communicating with each other? So, are we out in the hallways? Are we speaking with students and staff? Are we going into classrooms and getting to know what staff are doing? Are we getting to know them? We're getting to know the individuals in our school. What do they bring to the school that we want to celebrate with them, that we want to notice about them, right? And how are we doing that on a daily basis? So we're building relationships from the very start of the school year. And so there is that informal understanding of communication, but there also needs to be a formality about how we bring communication to the school. Are we teaching to communication? So for me, of course, and for you, it is so important that we teach solution-focused communication in schools to our staff, to our students, to our parent communities, right? So that everyone understands how we can bring productive and inclusive relationships through verbal and nonverbal communication that really meets the needs of everyone. And so those are my best hopes, that we start the year that way, and that we really help to develop a culture that is a culture rich in learning, but it's also a culture that is rich in how we support each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's just beautiful, Vicky. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yeah,
Thank you.
really wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening, everybody. And yeah, we'll be back soon with some more in this series of Power Bursts about schools and education. Thank you.
Thanks.